All right, Larry Krueger here from the Pig in a Pickle Krug Show. What a New Year's Eve day for the 49ers. They go to Washington, they get a win. The Cardinals go to Philadelphia, they get a win. And the Niners are the number one seed in the NFC. And the road to the Super Bowl comes through Levi's Stadium. What a day. We're brought to you by Pig in a Pickle, the best barbecue in Northern California. Check them out in Emeryville and Corte Madera. They're open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. till 8 p.m. or until they run out. And this video is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Use that link in the description and use that promo code KRUG, K-R-U-E-G, and they'll match you up to your first $100. What a game for the 49ers. This game, they had to have this win. They went to the Commanders on a short week, flying across country, and they beat Sam Howell and the Commanders. Now, the Niners got it on their first possession. They drove it down the field on 3rd and 3 from the 44. Purdy scrambled for a first down to keep the drive alive. And then on 4th and 11, Jake Moody would kick a 38-yard field goal to make it 3-0 49ers. So Moody, 14 of 14 on kicks inside of 40 yards. 12-play, 55-yard drive, and the Niners were on the board 3-0. Now, Sam Howell went 3 and out, and the Commanders went 3 and out on their first possession. Diamador Lenore almost had an interception on 3rd and 9 from the 26. So the Niners get it back, and they take it from their 37, and they move it down the field. On 3rd and 9 from the Commanders 45, Purdy found Ayuk for 17. CMC did an amazing job picking up the blitz. And then on 3rd and goal from the 2, Debo on a shovel pass waltzed in, 9-play, 63-yard drive, 10-0 49ers. Purdy started 8 of 9, and it looked like he was just going to be completely dominant on the day. But then the Commanders answered, and on their second possession, they ran Brian Robinson up the middle for 12 yards. Howell then went through a screen pass to Robinson for 22 yards. Fred Warner got caught in the middle there and couldn't make the tackle. And then eventually, on 3rd and 9 from the 30, Howell would throw it away with Bosa in his face. So Joey Sly came on for the 47-yard field goal and made it to make it 10-3. A 9-play, 46-yard drive for the Commanders. Brian Robinson accounted for 40 yards on that second possession. Niners on the next possession couldn't do anything with it and were forced to punt. Washington on their third possession drove the ball from their own 16-yard line down the field. And the big play was Howell hooked up with Terry McLaurin, Scary Terry, for a 42-yard play on 3rd and 2 from the Commanders' 40 against Lenore on a slot fade route, and it went down to the 18-yard line. And eventually Howell found McLaurin against Ambry Thomas on another fade route to tie the game 10-10. Howell went 5 of 6 on the drive. It was 9 plays, 84 yards. And at that point, you're thinking, oh, man, 10-10? This is going to be an absolute battle royale. But Purdy would respond. In the next drive, he took the Niners from the 25 into the red zone. He went to Ayuk on 3rd and goal from the 4, incomplete. So Moody comes on for the 22-yard field goal, and it's 13-10. So 13-10 was the score going into the locker room. Purdy in the first half, 12 of 16 for 116 yards, a touchdown, and a 115.6 rating. Now, that was the good news. That was, the good. The bad news was a 3-point game. The good news was that Purdy and the Niners did not turn it over. A couple field goals for Moody in the first half. Niners, had a 15-7 first down edge. They had a 33-21 total play edge. They had a 201-131 total yardage edge, and they held the ball for 19 minutes to only 11 minutes. And it was a very clean first half, only 3 combined penalties. Third quarter starts, and the 49ers really came to play. They forced Washington to go 3 and out. Cleveland Farrell with a sack on 3rd and 2 to force the punt. And then the Niners, on their first possession of the third quarter, which was only their 5th possession of the game, drove the ball from their own 18-yard line. The first play of the drive, George Kittle got absolutely smoked in the leg by Martin, and it looked like it hurt a lot. But then a lot, and CMC was out with a calf strain at this point. But the Niners went to Elijah Mitchell, and Elijah Mitchell was the hero in this game. Mitchell had a ton of good plays. He had 8 carries for 42 yards on the drive. He would score on a 2nd and goal run from the 3 to make it 20-10. 12 plays, 83-yard drive in 7 minutes and 15 seconds. And it was all Elijah Mitchell. He was fantastic. He picked and slid in between the tackles. He really was outstanding. So 49ers on the next possession get an interception by Mooney Ward on 3rd and 8 from the 11-yard line. And Bosa with a lot of pressure in Howell's face, and he threw to Mooney Ward. He threw the ball, and Mooney Ward picked it off for his 5th interception of the year. The Niners would then take it from their own 7-yard line and drive it all the way down the field. Purdy found Ayuk on an 18-yard play where he scrambled around. The pocket movement by Purdy on the 3rd and 10 play was outstanding. 10 plays, 95 yards, 27-10 Niners. For Purdy, for Ayuk, it was his 6th 100-yard game of the season. Huge play by Brock Purdy on 3rd and 10 from the 18 to get that touchdown to make it 27-10. 2 plays later, Demo Lenore stepped in front of another Sam Howell pass for the Niners' 2nd interception, and that was pretty much it. 49ers would go for it on 4th and goal from the 1 with Elijah Mitchell, and he got tackled for a loss by the linebacker Mayo. But on that drive, the Niners' 7th drive, Purdy became the Niners' all-time single-season passing yards leader over Young, over Montana, over Brody, over everybody. Commanders on the next drive were forced to punt. Bosa had a big pressure on Howell on 3rd and 7 on a ball that was nearly intercepted by Lenore on the sideline. And then the 49ers brought in Sam Darnold for Brock Purdy. Darnold would fumble and recover his own fumble. Niners punted, and then the Commanders, took one last attempt, and they couldn't do anything with it. The Niners kneeled down, and they win 27-10. So the Niners win 27-10, and then we're going to bonus coverage of Eagles Cardinals, and Kyler Murray found Dortch for a 36-yard gain deep into the red zone, and then James Conner ran over Bradbury and Reddick for the game-winning touchdown, and Arizona beats the Eagles 35-31. So the Niners are now the number 1 seed in the NFC. Next week means nothing. They can rest next week. Then they get the bye week. They're going to have 2 home games at Levi's for the right to go to Vegas for the Super Bowl. It couldn't have gone any better today for the 49ers than it went. Purdy finished 22 of 28 for 230 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks, no sacks, a 124.7 rating. Elijah Mitchell was the star of the day, 17 carries for 80 yards and a touchdown for Mitchell. The Niners ran for 4.7 a carry. Ayuk had a 100-yard day, 7 catches for 114 and a touchdown. Greenlaw with 10 tackles. Cleveland Farrell with a sack. Niners had 1 sack and 6 hits on the quarterback. Couple interceptions, 1 by Ward, 1 by Lenore. Couple field goals by Jake Moody. And they did a nice job defensively. Washington had 0 sacks of Purdy, only 1 hit on Purdy all day. Niners 408 total yards, 225 for the Commanders. Niners were +2 in turnovers, and they dominated the time of possession, 38-13 to 21-47. So a complete Niner New Year's Eve day. They get the win. They get the Eagles loss. They get home field advantage throughout the playoffs, and they get next week against the Rams means absolutely nothing. So it's a great opportunity for the 49ers. They badly need rest. They're going to get a Week 18 bye. Then they're going to get an actual bye. So they're not going to play they're going to have 2 Sundays free, 2 weekends free to rest up and get ready for their first playoff game, which they'll be at home. And then if they can win that, they'll play the NFC Championship game at home. And then it's on to the Super Bowl if they can win those 2 games. So huge day for the Niners, 27-10. Thanks to Pig in a Pickle for being the title sponsor of the Krug Show. Thanks to Underdog Fantasy for sponsoring this video. Thanks to all you guys for supporting the Krug Show on YouTube all year. Join us on the postgame show we're going to get it fired up right now. Myself, Kev, JD might be in the house, maybe Damon, Danny, Rye, Baller. Should be a lot of fun. We want to hear from you. Niners win 27-10, and they clinch the number 1 seed and home field advantage in the NFC playoffs. A great day to be a 49er fan. Thanks to all you guys for supporting the Krug Show on YouTube.